made the slide.
So you can stop me at any time. You don't have to worry. Um, okay. So what is applications? So application in the sense you can assume like Flipkart, Amazon, Facebook, any applications. So whatever the users are using, like you have the mobile, right? In mobile you have multiple applications. Insta is an applications. Okay, so performance is a main uh, component, and it's a main thread. Okay, like if the application is too slow, no one is going to use this application. So we are going to identify the bottlenecks of application performance, and what are the issues will be arising when it have a poor code and poor infrastructures. I will explain you everything in detail. Okay, so in applications, it might or it can have a like three components. One is like web, that means like front end. The another one is back end. Another one is database side. Okay, so front end in the sense you can assume like mobile and web. Web in the sense like we are having that application here. You are opening application, right? Like just let me open it. The Flipkart is an applications. It's a web applications. Okay, so when you are open something in your mobile, it's called mobile application. You can assume in iOS and what to say, and Swift as well. Sorry, Android. Okay, so both are comes into the front end applications and back end. Back end in sense we can say middleware. Okay, so you can assume Java or Node.js or PHP or Rust or anything which serves the response and act as a middleware. You can consider it as a middleware application or backend. Then the database part comes into the picture, like PostgreSQL, Oracle, MongoDB, Neo4j. Okay, so here there is a spelling mistakes because I downloaded from Gemini. Okay, so like these are the databases, but there are plenty of databases available in the market. But I what to say? I took it few databases from that. Okay, mostly we can segregate the databases like SQL, NoSQL, and Graph database. Okay, so there are three components you can segregate it. SQL in the cells you can assume like Oracle or PostgreSQL or MS SQL, MySQL. You can consider like that, and NoSQL in the cell MongoDB and Cassandra. Okay, so there are plenty of NoSQL databases are there, and graph database you can assume like Neo4j is a graph database. Okay, and there are plenty of graph databases are available in the market. Okay, so performance in the sense you can consider. Assume I am using the Facebook. Sometimes I think few days ago, ChatGPT went down. Okay, so there might be some issues in that application runtime, or they might have upgraded the server. Okay, that's how you can assume like that. Sometimes in near future, like I think September, Flipkart Big Billion Days will be coming. So at that time, what happened? Plenty of users will use the application at the same time. Okay, so assume like 1 lakh user hitting the login button, or assume a 1 lakh user trying to buy a mobile. For example, if they put an offer for a mobile around 5,000 to 3,000, so everyone is trying to buy that mobile at the time. Assume
What are the basics and what are the experience I had over the period of time. I will share some of them, and we will go deeper in the Q&A session. I will be happy to answer some of the questions. So okay, let me start. So the learning objectives, like we will be having some basic fundamentals on the HPC, and then the role of GPU in parallel processing, and also HPC workloads, how we use it, and what are like a little bit of I'll cover on the artificial intelligence in machine learning, and then how we use it in the HPC, and also talk about on the edge computing. That is a core area that I used to work on. So moving on to the moving on the first part, like we all know that computer, so it computes using a CPU. Basically, we ingest the data, and then we have a various method to ingest the data, and where we start with is like we give the input, and then we process the data, and then we get the output. So traditionally, we do it in like in a serial processing, one process at a time, one process at a time, where we take the data and then process it, and then we provide the output. But but the HPC makes a big difference, because we wanted nowadays there is no single process. We need we even ourselves are becoming a multi processing tone. So we are also doing multiple things at the same.
Lifeblood. So no way to survive. Otherwise, you have to equip yourself by the way of equipping technology, upgrading platforms and everything. That it represents. That code that is the representation given by this code. Next, yeah. My present already I told you that my presentation has been classified into 4 compartments. One is what is AI and how it is reflects in cyber security. Then high performance computing, and what inputs or what observations we have received from after that convergence of AI and HPC in cybersecurity. Next. Yeah, of course. Artificial intelligence refers already we have a knowledge on artificial intelligence that which is going to mimic the human intelligence. Of course, it is not a natural intelligence, but so we can create an artificial intelligence by the way of utilizing our softwares and hardwares, and we should try to mimic the human behaviors in terms of their intelligence for learning, teaching, analyzing, and equipping, research, and everything by the way of putting AI in the real world scenarios. Next. Yeah, that in today's scenarios, the AI has been classified into two. One is what we have now as far as AI is concerned, and what we are expecting in future as far as AI is concerned. Now we are having physical operations and analytical operations by the way of applying AI technologies and methodologies. One, physical operations. So of course we are expecting a full-fledged robotics technology, and the analytical operation, of course, is by the way of achieving this through a software, by the way of manual coding and machine learning.
So we need it in every day. So for that kind of purpose, we get Power BI. Power BI is a tool um, given by Microsoft, powered by Microsoft. Actually, it's a tool that easily shareable, and it's like easily understandable, make data easily understandable to everyone through pie chart and through different kinds of charts. Okay, that's the Power BI thing. Actually, Power BI do the thing that easily man makes understand the data. Even he doesn't know how to study, he doesn't know anything, but he can understand the data. He can fetch the things from it. Okay, that's the Power BI. Okay, okay. What is Power BI? Power BI is a business intelligence tool. Okay, powered by Microsoft. I already told that. It has a many data visualization tool. Okay, and it has a dashboards and reporting. With that dashboard, we creating a many kinds of visualization that help us to understand the data. The data analyst understand the data and create the visualization, and who are see the visualization, they can easily understand the data through the help of dashboard and
This is a balance sheet. I'm going to print this to the mail local. Okay, I already have. say example, today's latest one. Just say PDF. Actually, power is gone, ma'am. So bear with my camera quality. So now I'm going to the Cloud AI. I'm going to upload this file. You can upload the various thing in this thing, right? You can do variety of things. Now we're just going to upload this PDF file. Say go to the desktop wherever you have downloaded. I think it's in download.
Also is that okay? That is the correct way. But thing is that lab, when I looking into the lab exercise, that lab exercise is an exercise. It's not like a problem solving. But what I recommended for this in the topic, I see that bridge between the full stack developers on colleges. What's the difference? Very simple. I will tell you. See, creating the one problem statement, that problem statement is splitted into the lab exercise. That is the best way to creating this. So maybe this is very helpful for when I understand for IIT or other university. Top level universities, what the syllabus that people are framing, very simple, that people are not making any complexity, only applied by the real-time problem statement into the lab exercise. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Understood what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thing is, see exactly what happening is, we need to that lab exercise. It's like a live problem statement. For example, see, this is one of the application I'm working.
This is how I look, just in case you want to see the face behind the presentations. Hope all of you are able to hear me loud and clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So hope you having a nice evening, and then having your evening snacks and coffee with you, and then enjoying the technical sessions. So let's get started straight away without much delay. First of all, thank you all of you for joining today. It's a pleasure for me to address this August audience. So I'm very happy to be here as well. Thanks to the college management for giving me an opportunity to present this during the FDP and share my whatever little knowledge I have on these aspects. Right. So let me switch off my camera for a while, so let it not take the bandwidth. So are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. So today we will look at the high performance in deep learning with deep learning and neural networks. So just to set the agenda for this quickly. So neural networks and deep learning are the high performance of AI and ML. So where normal problems cannot be solved with normal ML, so we go for high performance computing using deep learning and neural networks. So we will look at what is the need for deep learning and neural networks. We will look at an introduction to that because I heard that many of the senior research scholars are also attending. So I would like to give a different industry perspective of what this neural networks is, how we look at it, both from a science point of view and as well as for an engineering point of view. And then we'll solve problems. So there's not much knowledge we can gather without actually looking at a problem by writing code. So we will do that in this session. We'll look at two important architectures, artificial neural networks and convolutional neural networks. Artificial neural networks, we will also code using pure Python. So we'll be using a lot of Python code for this. So I will be using my libraries, which I already have. So I have a repository here. Maybe I can share this link with you right away. So there is a generative AI repository. There is an artificial intelligence and AI and ML repository here. So I'll be using code from both of these repositories. So maybe I'll give you this. So there are thousands of programs in these repositories. You can use them in your for giving projects, for giving assignments, for so many other things. So let me see if I can put it on chat here. That is the chat over here. Right, this is the chat. So you can actually access this. There are thousands of programs on AI and ML, on generative AI. So I also take generative AI sessions for both multimodal applications for speech, audio, video, and also for text analysis. So this is the erstwhile program I do on artificial intelligence and neural networks. Okay, so let's come back to this. So what is the need for neural networks? What is the need for high performance? Already there are classical ML algorithms already present, such as, classification algorithms. You have naive Bayes, you have KNN, you have support vector machines. And then in regression, you have simple linear regression, logistic regression. Logistic regression is, of course, for classification. There are so many traditional algorithms. What is the need for neural networks? That question arises. The answer is there are some problems in nature which cannot be solved by simple means. For example, if you want to identify the handle of this car, you have to first scan this in a particular, even with the lowest pixel image of 50 by 50, you will have 2500 pixels. If you add these 2500 pixels, this is a computer vision problem. If you add this 2500 pixel to the equation, then there are 2500 feet.
And you are just going to create an index for the cluster. And later that you are just going to store the tables where the table is going to be associated with the cluster. See, this is the initial objective. And this is the base definition of your cluster. See here, I have given the example. See here, I'm just going to create a cluster which is going to have a particular field where this field may be a data type which is called as number. And I'm just going to create an index. And this index is going to have a name which is going to focus on the particular cluster which is said to be C1. And I'm just going to have a particular table called a department table, department 44 table, where it is going to have some fields which you desire, and this is going to be based on the cluster C1 of department number. It means that this particular table data is getting stored in the cluster C1, and it is organized based on the department number wise. And the second one is called as employee 44 table, and this is the table which is going to have two different fields like employee number and employee name, department number.
Reputed national and international journals and conferences, and has attended 40 international conferences. Beyond his research, he has played a pivotal role in academic growth, having guided 190 MCA projects, 65 MSc dissertations, 59 MPhil scholars, and successfully supervised 7 PhD candidates, with 5 more currently pursuing under his guidance. Dr. Lawrence is also an active member of several prestigious professional bodies including CSI, IEEE, and IET. His dedication to academic excellence and research innovation makes him a true inspiration for aspiring scholars and professionals alike. We are truly honored to have him with us today, and we look forward to gaining from his vast knowledge and insights. It is with great delight that I invite Dr. Lawrence Orokiraj to take the lead in this session and guide us through an enriching journey of knowledge sharing. A warm and heartfelt welcome to you, sir.
Yes. First of all, thanks to our this type of webinar, Navarasam College Principal, Professor Dr. Kaniyal Madam, and all the authorities of this college. Now I'll be starting with this topic. In this major role, all of you know from this, this is the 5th day, is the first session. Very warm welcome to all the participants. This is, for this high performance computing. In the first 4 days, already, study about this, what is mean by high performance computing and architecture, and regarding with the cloud computing, all the areas, But now the topic is, you will know, from high performance computing in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what are this roadmap, this content? First of all of you visible my slides. Hello, participant, anyone who will say this?
Sir,
Visible my slides, sir. Right.
so previously we were able to see, sir, but not now.
Sure.
Model is trained only on the training data. If the model is not trained on the test data, then the model will not give the correct result. Imagine that you trained a model on 10 different, you imagine that you taught 5 different units for a student. Any question which is asked in the 5 unit, if you taught in the class, then students will be able to answer. If you're asking a question which is not there in the 5 units, definitely the students will not answer. The same thing. The test data which you are using to test the model should be somewhere reflected in the training data. If the test data is not reflecting the training data, then the model is bound to fail. The general assumption is that the test data will be identical to the training data. That is what general assumption. At many a time, that is not possible. So that's why I said in practice, this assumption is often violated to a certain degree. If there is a strong violation means if there is no intersection between the training data and the testing data, they will get a very, very poor accuracy. If all the questions in the syllabus are out of position, then definitely the students will fail. That's what I'm saying. So to achieve a good accuracy in the test data, training examples must be sufficiently representative of the test data. Then only we can have a good accuracy. So now I have given a benchmark on what is machine learning and how machine learning is different from human learning and what is the definition of machine learning. And we take an example and we have seen when we can say a model is learned, and we also checked what is in accuracy through an example. Now we are going to see about the decision tree is nothing but the classification model. So decision tree is one of the most widely used technique for the classification, and its classification accuracy is competitive with any other classification methods in the machine learning, and it is a very efficient algorithm. So the classification model is a tree model. It's called it as a decision tree. It is
See, the remaining reason, the exact identification, we can change that HPC system into 3 different angles. That is identified by 3 different type of frameworks. The framework is identified by COCOS, K-O-K, K-O-S. Please note it down. This is an important thing I given as COCOS. This is a identification of portability our framework. This is exactly used for user authentication and authorization based on our software vulnerability. So this kind of course is collected by user authentication based on your privacy level. So initial time we collect all the things, and based on your search and how it is operated in a daily Google activity, and suppose you can store in your different software vulnerabilities stored in your mobile means, it is also mapped with our HPC system. It collected your day-to-day activities, whether you are an authentication person or not. That kind of activities you can identify. This Scopus is a different type of concept. Nowadays, we use it in Airtel. So recent times, Airtel is changed the advertising concept in the AI security level. So your mobile is hacked. So they said our Airtel never given us an opportunity to have this mobile due to the reason of AI powered Airtel services. So the thing is, AI is a background operation, but Cuckoo's is a main authentication to use that user authentication and authorization based on our vulnerabilities. That is very important. And next portability framework used in HPC system is legible. Why I am not put in this slide means whenever I give, you can collect all the things and take an as a notes, because these
Sorry guys, my network is dropped, I guess. I don't know when it's down. Where I left? Anyone help me? Okay. I just started about this AI and the HPC convergences. So how this HPC help for the AI? So why this, as I have the same question now, why this AI and ChatGPT is not available for this 5 years before? We don't have that much hardware data. So this where, as you all know, if you need to train like in a ChatGPT like a model, this needs a high power of computing and years of training will be needed. So this where they are trying to use this HPC for their training and this computing power. So AI, this where HPC contribute towards the AI, and the AI contributing towards the HPC to optimizing this their working flows and all internally. So quantum computing is a next big thing. I wrote about this article as well. I will share you after this call. You can read it. It's very interesting because Microsoft achieved something about this quantum computing with bare metals and their own bare metal system. So quantum computing is not like in a binary. In our traditional system, we have
query. The query result will be stored in the new data frame R. So my actual data frame, I have my original data. Here another query, age greater than 43 and temperature less than 102. So there are 3 rows with satisfying both condition 1 and condition 2. And here we can use OR operator, age greater than 47, temperature greater than 102. Either this or that condition. Like even you can sort your data using any column, like pname column. Based on name, it is sorted. Here I'm sorting based on age. Based on age, it is sorted 24, 34. By default, it will sort in ascending order. That is the default order in sort value function. If you want descending order, you can just use ascending equal to false. When you use ascending equal to false, now the data will be in descending order. So see here now, it is based on age 54, 52, 51. The data are arranged in descending order. As well as we have so many attributes in the sort value function. You can sort by using multiple columns. You know, it will sort actually based on the first column. When there are same data in this age column, by the time it will check based on the B name. We know the sorting techniques because we are all teaching fraternity. Also for these 2 columns, you can decide whether it is ascending or descending. Ascending equal to false. That means based on age descending, based on P name descending. If you want to change ascending also, you can use. This is ascending attribute. You can use either true or false. Next, kind attribute. We know that we have so many sorting techniques available. You can specify which sorting technique should be used. So if you use heap sort, just you have to specify heap sort or merge sort, whatever sort you want to do. Accordingly, the system will choose the sorting technique and it produce the result. We do not know, we cannot see, but this sorting technique will be applied. Another thing, NA position. We have 2 different alternatives for NA position. If you use first, null values will be displayed at the beginning. See here, null values are at the beginning. If I use NA position last, the null values will be at the end. Null values will be at the end. See here. So according to you, you can able to decide where to keep the null values. Null values are at the beginning or at the end. Beginning means you have to use null position equal to first. If NA position equal to non last, null value will display at the end. You can able to group your records, group by gender. In gender, we have two different values, female and male. So it grouped the records based on gender and count. In each PID, we have 11.9, PNAME 11.9, whereas only in the temperature column 8.9, because three temperature values are null. Null will not be involved in the group functions. Same like SQL concepts. Also, you can able to find how many null values are in each column. So PID column null value 0 is null dot sum. The sum will count how many rows are there. It will, this is null will check whether it is null or not. All these columns, the PID, yes, I mean the null values are 0 except temperature, because in temperature column we have 3 null values. Now I would like to explain how to handle this null value. If you have hardly 2% or 3% of null values, it's not a problem. It will not give much impact on your analysis. If you have 30% of null value or 50% of null value, definitely those records will play a vital role and your result will be changed. So we have different opinion to handle these null values. For example, as I told you before, you have just 1% null value. Out of 100, only one row has null value, which we can consider as the least bother, because this one row will not play much impact on my analysis. So just you can use drop NA. Just you can delete the null value. Simply the drop NA will delete the